Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Gens versus HawK. This game taking place here on Rune Mall. On the bottom right hand side of the map we have Gens spawning under the name Mayhem as the green Night Elf player. Meanwhile, HawK on the other side of the map spawning under the teal colors as, well, human. Let's go ahead and break things down in this matchup. Archmage going up against a Demon Hunter. Classic but goodie of an opening as this game is getting underway. Archer already out on the battlefield. For some reason, I was watching it at 2 times or 4 times speed. Thank you for the sub, Dave Holder. Love catching a live stream. Well, love the support. Thank you, everyone, for continuing to watch this game even after 20+ years. Really, a classic, strong, real-time strategy game that, well, has a lot of action going on. A little bit of a lucky ensnare here. Demon Hunter may be able to actually take down this footman, especially adding into that immolation. Immolation going after that footman there. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. Footman trying to get away. He's going to be able to turn the corner. Is he? No, he is not. No, Demon Hunter like stopped mid swing again. And what is this? Oh, and gets tripped up by the pig. Meanwhile, off on the other end of the map, Archmage, potion of greater mana, trying to finish off some units there. I believe the Demon Hunter did get a bit of experience there once more off of that detonation. So infinite range experience and an early gifted footman and water elemental sends the Demon Hunter close to level 2 already. Alright, trying to finish off all of these units quickly. Immolation still going strong. Should turn it off with a last target there, and well, as the ice troll gets taken out. I'm curious about the math on immolation, right? If you know that immolation affects all the units around you, but you also want to take down units quickly, and at what point do you stop when it's like switch targets to let the immolation deal a little bit more damage, right? If you switch targets, you're able to, well, maximize your damage between these 2 targets, and that's exactly what Gens is doing on those 2, as he barely has enough mana to finish the job. He is going to drain these Moonwells back at home. Meanwhile, Archmage off to the north has cleared out of this gold mine here as well. I'm sure if, well, WarCraft 3 was very heavily followed with millions of viewers, someone would do the calculations to figure out, well, Moonwell regeneration rate coupled with Moonwell replenishment rates to figure out hit points versus mana, and when you should, well, finally toggle it off, and whether or not you should switch between multiple targets to get that minor second of a lead. Demon Hunter coming across here, gonna activate Immolation again. And here's an interesting thing. The archers should really be going after these other targets, not after that Kobold Geomancer. The Immolation would last longer, and then the archers actually would deal full damage to the heavy armored Frostwolf units. There is a level 3 now. Are we going to be looking at level 2 evasion or perhaps mana burn? That is the question there. Quickly picks up boots of speed, and now, well, tries to retreat away. It is going to be level 2 immolation, oddly enough. So immolation on the Demon Hunter, and now ready to dive in to perhaps try and take down this scout tower. There's immolation already being used. 1 peasant going to get taken down. Another peasant, well, standing next to him. Is he going to get finished off here? Trying to finish it off. There he goes. Taking down peasant after peasant, trying to minimize the effectiveness there. Immolation getting the job done. Taking down 3 peasants already, and now backing away. Demon Hunter being that fast-moving, hard-hitting unit as he is, able to now escape back home, rejoin all of those Moonwells and all of these archers again if need be, and now perhaps try and get a little bit of a fight going. Back off to the north here. Oh, the Tree of Life gonna get aggroed, and well, this Footman gonna end up getting taken down. Yes, Footman does get the final hit off of there, as the Tree of Life is nearly completed. Is the Demon Hunter gonna go after this last Footman? Down to 94 hit points. 2 more shots should finish it. We could be looking at a detonation. Is Immolation gonna be used? Yes, it will. There's a little bit of evasion as well, as the Naga Sea Witch now comes in from behind by Gens. Mayhem now trying to retreat back. Mayhem does have this one Naga Sea Witch, but has to be careful as, well, the units are pulling back and forth once more. Alright, Tree of Life is done, but HawK is going to, well, pull the aggro over and we'll try and get some damage here. All right, that Tree of Life taking a little bit of damage once more, trying to engage back, and here we are, here we going, or here we go. Both sides fighting through here. Immolation trying to take on a couple of footmen. There goes one footman again. Another footman could end up getting taken down. And no, able to retreat back as the water elementals are just, well, splashing into nothing. Naga Sea Witch already down to about 150 or 107 hit points. Tree of Ancient of War, they're able to get in an easy shot once more, but it looks as though no more cold arrows, meaning the footmen will be able to get away. Boots of Speed not transferred to the Naga Sea Witch as normally done to try and be able to pick off those units. One more shot should do it, yes, and the Archmage does get the final kill there, denying a bit of experience. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch trying to make his way off to the, or her way off to the north. Tree of Life shifting over to perhaps try and set up an expo as the Demon Hunter of Gens, well, playing at the edge of a sword, trying to make sure that he stays alive, trying to balance hit points and using every little bit of it. As we see a cold arrow go down onto the footman, does that mean certain death? It could mean certain death as that footman, well, tries to retreat back. Water elemental instead gonna end up falling as well. Are we gonna see another final shot off there? Demon Hunter gets the kill, or gets the experience as the archers get the kill there. Tree of Life off to the north, absorbing quite a bit of damage. I don't know. It looks as though the Tree of Life did actually get in a shot off and killed a certain unit there. Tree of Life now needs to regenerate some hit points. Meanwhile, Ancient of War now trying to back away. Demon Hunter has, well, run around the map quite a bit, needs a little bit more Moonwell juice to heal back up to full. All right. Level 2 now on the Naga Sea Witch there. Tree of Life wants to replenish more hit points. There's a Tome of Agility being left behind as the Demon Hunter may shift into a different location and try to clear out some more creep camps. We're looking at a level 3, level 2 Naga Sea Witch going up against a solo level 3 Archmage. The Expo of HawK fairly well fortified now as the tech to tier 2 nearly done. Alright, with that, well, Footman trying to retreat away. Damage is getting racked up against all of these units. Meanwhile, the Archmage, well, may pick up a free Tome of Agility. Ain't Tree of Life now in a little bit of trouble, trying to retreat all the way to the back here. And we are looking at, well, the Water Elemental joining in on the fight and getting in full damage. A big Fork Lightning there, finishing off 3 Footmen already, and another Footman going to get taken out. Tree of Life trying to hide itself amongst the trees. And, well, at this point, if the Footmen end up getting taken out, is the juice worth the squeeze? HawK going to lose all of the footmen here, and maybe perhaps even more, taking down and getting level 4. There goes the Water Elemental as the Tree of Life is trying to make its way over and trying to get some repairs off. Gens able to hold on to this Tree of Life after sacrificing 6 footmen and 1 Water Elemental, giving experience to the Demon Hunter and that Naga Sea Witch. I am still surprised that the Naga Sea Witch is not the one with Boots of Speed. Yes, we've seen the Nagas or the Demon Hunter chase down a lot of targets, but at least buy another pair of Jordans for the Naga Sea Witch to be able to keep up in this fight. All right. Both sides fighting their way through. Ancient of War now ready to clear up this Ice Troll Warlord creep camp. Naga Sea Witch will get to level 3 off over there. Meanwhile, Tree of Life getting a little bit of repairs going as well, as we're going to be looking at full saturation. Oddly enough, we have a Blood Mage as the secondary hero coming across from HawK, perhaps as a way to try and get around the Demon Hunter's eventual retrain into Mana Burn. I can't imagine Immolation will be sticking around that long, as you do need a way to, well, shut down enemy heroes. Shut down enemy heroes while trying to reinforce yours. Footman does have Defend, able to reflect back a bit of damage. Tome of Strength, who's going to get it? Archmage needs a little bit more hit points. Alright, Tree of Life is going to slowly regenerate hit points over time now, or it should. Yep, slowly regenerate hit points over time since it is a living, breathing tree. Well, I don't know, dude. I guess a living tree. I don't know if trees really breathe. Maybe they exhale oxygen and inhale carbon dioxide as a way of breathing. Yep, come on. 7th grade science class, don't fail me now. Abolish Magic quickly taking down the Water Elemental here. Both sides fighting their way through. Rifleman trying to poke down against the Dryads. Fight Footman amongst all of those units here. And we don't see, where is the Naga Sea Witch? No Naga Sea Witch all the way far in the far back. Dryad getting trained, exchanged for a Rifleman. Both sides exchanging blows as we see a Staff of Preservation for the change. Thoughts on the map that now that you've casted Sun Games? Good addition or no? Too similar to Echo Isle 2.0. Just the fact that it's almost kind of flipped makes the layout and the view of the game very different. It is very similar to Echo Isle 2.0, but I was thinking about this yesterday when I was casting the game, casting that 4v4 game. The dynamics and the way your camera is angled really changes the aspects of the game overall. So even though the strategies are very similar, the look, the feel of it is just so different that, yeah, just so different. Coming back around, Demon or Blood Mage now sitting at level 2 trying to retreat back. Water or Enraged Elemental still getting in a little bit of damage here as both sides are trying to find, well, good footing to move into later upkeep. Once more, never quite sure why this Wellspring upgrade isn't researched earlier. It is such a powerful upgrade and so useful as we see a Scroll of Town Portal transferred back to the Naga Sea Witch. Wow, imagine picking up one of those just wandering around. Nice 350 gold item pickup there. But yeah, game feels, the map feels different, but just the tile set, also the creeps on it are significantly different. The number of creeps available on the map, and it feels like you can get your hero levels higher, and because you can get your hero levels higher, you can't just sit in your base and just relax on the economic advantage. If you're too passive, what ends up happening is that your opponent is just going to come down on you with much stronger hero levels. Gens now with dual level 4 heroes. I think we have enough good new maps to now that the 20-year-old one should be rotated out. Players are stubborn though. Well, you got to remember, players have spent a lot of time in min-maxing and figuring out strategies on specific maps, right? And even now we are still seeing more and more new strategies come across. All right, Rifleman getting banished right there, ends up being denied by a no warden. If there were more players in the pool, I think we would actually start seeing more maps as well, but this is just one of those instances where can WarCraft 3 become popular enough again to bring in new players? Real-time strategy games is a very much a very steep learning curve, learning the macro mechanics, learning the micro mechanics, learning all of the different units and all of the different counters. Adding on top of that, the maps as well, things can go sideways really quick. Immolation now on that Demon Hunter. However, Demon Hunter is getting all of its mana drained. As you can see, that Blood Mage does have level 2 Siphon mana, able to remove it and now banish out that Demon Hunter from the fight completely. Both sides fighting their way again. Dryad pushing again. Druid of the Claw in that frontline spot. Staff of Preservation trying to save some units. Do we have multiple Staff of Preservations? We do. Low hit point Druid of the Claw backing up here. New Druid of the Claw gonna go ahead, getting a rejuvenation off. Demon Hunter low on mana. Are we going to see some more Staff of Preservation saved? Low hit point Druid of the Claw down to 16 hit points. Doesn't get saved. I thought there was plenty of time. There's a Staff of Preservation from the Naga Sea Witch, saving the Staff of Preservation for the Demon Hunter instead. Alright, coming around. Ancient of War going to go ahead and get repaired. Abolish Magic not lined up. There's not enough mana on those Dryads to puddle down that Water Elemental as the one Ancient Protector tries to hold off this onslaught of HawK's army. 73 supply compared to 80. HawK has the larger army, and the level 4 Naga Sea Witch, level 4 Demon Hunter are being shut down by the level 2 Siphon mana of the level 3 Blood Mage. How many times could I say level in a sentence while having it completely make sense and not, well, and not being too repetitive? I don't know. But coming back through, Rifleman, strong upgrades as well. 2-2 going up against 0-1. And Jens, with all of the strong plays he made earlier, just now trying to get back into position. Demon Hunter sitting at level 5 goes for evasion now. And this is the situation where I thought if Jens would have totally tried to go in for mana burn instead. There is immolation. He is standing amongst all of these units, still dealing the damage back. But, well, a lot of mana is already gone down to 0 mana now. Demon Hunter is still continuing to fight his way through a water elemental about to get taken out. You can see the Druids of the Cloud trying to retreat back, and they are going to get taken out. The Spellbreakers are also removing all of the mana from the Druids of the Cloud. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? No. 2 Druids of the Cloud just going to walk back home as they got a little bit too close to the action. Druids of the Cloud trying to finish off these Spellbreakers. One Spellbreaker down. Spellbreakers continuing to fight back across here. Demon Hunter is still a very hard-hitting hero, even though he's just constantly getting banished. No Staff of Preservation there. Or, well, there's one Staff of Preservation there. Naga Sea Witch still has another charge if necessary. Dryad gets shut down. It feels like Jens is a bit more conservative with his Staff of Preservation, as we're looking at another, well, Archer about to get taken out there. No deny once more. That Druid of the Cloud very, very much low on hit points. More Druids of the Cloud need to transform into that bear mode and deal some damage back as well. What is going to happen here? Is there some rejuvenation? Druids of the Cloud need to transform, and now once more push off. 70 supply compared to 77. Archmage and the Blood Mage do not have the Staff of Sanctuary. Jens, if he's able to leverage that Staff of Sanctuary well, should come out on top as long as he doesn't bring back Druids of the Cloud that are low on hit points. Once more, Demon Hunter trying to push forward with Immolation, but every time that Demon Hunter heads back home, he is actually draining a lot more of these Moonwells. You can see these Moonwells are getting drained at a very fast rate because, well, the Blood Mage constantly is removing mana from this Demon Hunter, thereby forcing the Moonwells to replenish hit points and mana on that Demon Hunter too. There's another rejuvenation here. Strong management from all of these Druids of the Claw. These Druids of the Claw gonna get some mana back, but that is gonna be a little bit of a double-edged sword, as there are Spellbreakers out there on the battlefield. The Spellbreakers do feed back damage, and those Druids of the Claw also do deal good damage against the medium armor of those Spellbreakers, as we're looking at what 1-3 upgrades on the Spellbreakers. So the Spellbreakers are not that sturdy. It is only the mortar teams and the riflemen, as we're looking at now. The Demon Hunter ready to dive in here. All right, going to be going into an engagement. Spellbreakers trying to fight off Magnetar Reaver, the last unit, the last big creep on the map that could drop some big items. Druids of the Cloud now all in the bear mode, but there are mortar teams in the back ready to lob those fragmentation shards and deal damage. Also stealing some of that Spellbreaker or of that the Druid of the Claw roar means that the riflemen and mortar teams could be doing even more damage as well. Magnetar Reaver down to 248 hit points. He's going to get finished off. There's that double level up. Hood of Cunning now being dropped as well. Demon Hunter sitting at level 5 trying to use, well, Immolation and also getting banished in the meantime. Staff of Preservation saves one. Both sides fighting. Goblin Zeppelin overhead could try and pick up and drop off units. Is that going to continue to happen here as the Druids of the Claw are now trying to push all of these units into a back corner? Naga Sea Witch low on mana as well. We're going to see some more Goblin Zeppelin Micro picking up and dropping off units. All right, dropping off some lower hit point Druids of the Claw. That low hit point Druid of the Claw needs to get microed up. Yes, does get microed up and gets elevated out. All right, Dryads in the back are getting cleaned up. Low hit point Druid of the Claw going to get cleaned up. There it gets taken down as one Druid of the Claw does end up falling. All right, Goblin Zeppelin has to be very careful. And low hit point Druid of the Claw trying to rejoin in the battle. He was slowed. Naga Sea Witch does have Orb of Venom. Both sides are fighting. There's level 6 on the Demon Hunter as the Demon Hunter is still clawing his way through. Siphon mana, removing the mana from the Demon Hunter, incredibly important as we're looking at more heals and more damaging attacks against these Spellbreakers in the back. Low hit point Druid of the Claw. Are they going to retreat back? There goes one. There goes two. Are we going to see a third one? No. Multiple Druids of the Claw need to retreat. What is going on? At some point, you can just Staff of Preservation the Goblin Zeppelin home and try and save all of the units that way. All right. unload everything, transform everything back, get some rejuvenations. You have about a 2-minute or a 45-second window of doing all of that and trying to heal back up before the next battle. There you are. There's some rejuvenation, some freshly trained Druids of the Claw with enough mana to get rejuvenations started so that this fight, they're able to bounce back in this fight. Or are those newly trained? Yeah, there was a newly trained one, then perhaps some also getting some Moonwell juice too. Clarity Potion, a Demon Hunter wants to go into Metamorphosis. His eyes are burning, ready to, well, shoot out chaos damage. We do see an Orb of Venom on the Demon Hunter as well. We're looking at rejuvenations going around, and Gens saving, I believe, 5 Druids of the Claw in that fight. Very, very strong. Let's look at the bases. 1.5 minutes of mining on the main bases about. Expos about 5.5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of mining here. The Blood Mage still has reason to do creeping as it is sitting at level 4. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch and Demon Hunter sitting at level 6. All of these Druids of the Claw still just getting a lot of a lot of mana going again, as a couple of Dryads are joining in on the fight as well. Slow regeneration onto that Tree of Life after all this time, and no one taking this southern expo. I do like how this 5th expo is extremely difficult to try and hold. You can see that there's multiple ways to get to that base, as opposed to just say 2 on the version of Echo Isle. And because of the multiple ways there is to get to the base, it's difficult to defend. Opening up a high-risk, high-reward gold mine if you're trying to get back into it. Enraged Elemental getting cleaned up here. Renegade Wizard also going to get cleaned up here as well. Enforcer, all of those units, well, taken down. Naga Sea Witch sitting at 5. Demon Hunter sitting at level 6. Flying Machine now out on the battlefield, making sure that the Goblin Zeppelin unable to, well, freely do what he did in that previous game. There's a Staff of Preservation, and Wisps should be trying to repair that Goblin Zeppelin if the Zeppelin wants to stick around in these fights. Moonwell is also getting filled back up, and it feels like HawK is unsure how to proceed. He is respecting that Demon Hunter's, Demon Hunter's Metamorphosis quite a bit. And now, what is that Demon Hunter going to try and do next? HawK now going into high upkeep, 86 supply compared to 80 supply by Gens here. And here we are going into that engagement. All right, Dryads are in the back. There's a Blizzard raining down, and no Thunderclap to reinforce. And what is this? Demon Hunter being forced to retreat back. It should just go into Metamorphosis and then just start trying to chaos damage across all of these units. But once more getting banished. All right, so Demon Hunter Metamorphosis getting completely countered by a Scroll of Town Portal and Banish. Now, as we're looking at 76 supply compared to 90. All right, yeah, that Metamorphosis has a long cooldown, and, well, Banish says, you know what, you're not allowed to auto-attack. This Demon Hunter just should have only used Metamorphosis in a situation where he's able to force an engagement at a base, at a point of interest. Instead, he used it in a defensive matter, which is, you know, oftentimes good enough. But the Blood Mage's Banish really just shutting things down here, as the Naga Sea Witch once more still does not have Boots of Speed and is unable to get away easily. Blood Mage now maxed out on mana, trying to retreat back here. There's a Scroll of Town Portal, and, well, in comes the Blizzard, in comes the damage, as all of them retreat back home. Druids of the Claw need to get some rejuvenations going, and then transform back once more. 81 supply compared to 86. Southern Gold Mine is down. We only have this northern one here. There's a roar going around. We could be looking at some Spellbreakers stealing that roar again, as we have Blizzard, well, breaking everything, all of these Roots of the Claw. Demon Hunter trying to perhaps go after some of these heroes. There's Immolation, and now just standing next to the Blood Mage, trying to rack up damage as the Demon Hunter is just shut down. Agility-based heroes. Perhaps the Blood Mage could do a good job against the Blade Master, as well as you see how effective it is at minimizing the damage that this Demon Hunter has been able to do. All right, there's some more Blizzard just raining down again and again. More low hit point Druids of the Claw. Are they going to get teleported back home? No, 2 Druids of the Claw down. Archmage could be in trouble. Naga Sea Witch in definite trouble. He needs to get forced out. There is a, well, banish onto the Archmage. Archmage then goes into a potion of invulnerability, taking down more of these Druids of the Claw again. All right, it looks as though another Druid of the Claw going to get cleaned up. 62 supply compared to 72, and this is still not looking good. Staff of Preservation saves, but Mountain Giants now transitioned back over to try and deal with all of that Blizzard. All right. Mountain Giants switch tech. Is it in time? No, it is not. The Mortar team's able to lay waste to the Expo off to the north. And with that, go the hopes of Gens being able to rebound in this fight, now needing to fight for everything here. There's a quick reveal. Archmage was invisible and then retreat to the back. Low hit point Druid of the Claw still somehow ignored in the back position, still fighting its way through again and again as the Demon Hunter is trying to hold on. He is down to 6 seconds. There's a Staff of Preservation to retreat him back home. Is Metamorphosis going to make a difference as new Druids of the Claw are out here on the battlefield? All right, down to the south here. No access to mana. Needs to get a rejuvenation. Needs to get a potion of mana. And then perhaps buy a, use that ultimate ability. But it's going to take far too long as the Tree of Eternity now trying to make its way back off to the north. Does have 7 armor, but still taking quite a bit of damage. And once more, not having level 3 mana burn may have been the problem. Constantly trying to use Immolation, trying to get in the face of a Blood Mage, well, meant that the Demon Hunter was constantly banished and constantly siphoned. That's a pretty funny Staff of Preservation right there. All right, like I think he was able to dodge 1 attack because he teleported like 50 pixels. Tree of Eternity up, down to dead as we are looking at Mountain Giants starting to fall. There goes another, and now the Blood Mage launches a Phoenix into the air, and there's an invisibility on the Blood Mage as well. He's going to be able to survive, and a great back and forth game here between Gens and HawK. Let's take a look at the final scores. HawK outlasting his opponent, getting a little bit less resources. Was it because of lumber? Yeah, it was because of lumber. Overall, though, HawK winning in the categories that mattered and really catching up in the hero score. For a while, HawK was behind 1 to 2 levels on that Archmage and that Blood Mage. Questionable decision by Gens to not go for mana burn. We saw Immolation be used very successfully early on, but as the game progressed, it felt like it just fell flat, especially with the Blood Mage constantly siphoning mana away from the Demon Hunter, who wanted to use Immolation and had to get into the face of the Blood Mage and all of those other riflemen. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.